Hello again everyone, and welcome to another video, Stark Parallels 9. So this will be the final video in this series, okay? So don't cry. So we come to the point in the documentary which is covering the period 1974 to 77, where Jones moved his People's Temple Church from Ukiah, California to San Francisco. And it's here that Jones got involved in politics. Now, between February 1992 to October 2001, the Watchtower became an NGO of the United Nations, promoting them. And close to 100% of all Jehovah's Witnesses are completely oblivious to this fact, because the evil governing body, just like Jones, discourage strongly people doing independent research, as they would be exposed for what they truly are: wolves in sheep's clothing. If a Jehovah's Witness brother or sister wanted to buy a new suit or dress, they would go on Google without hesitation, but they wouldn't go on Google and simply tap in the Watchtower in the United Nations, though, where all would be revealed. It's all very sad. Jones, at this point, was taking more and more drugs and was becoming increasingly paranoid as family members of those in the People's Temple Church were making official complaints because they were being deprived communication with their loved ones and because they were forbidden to leave the cult, as Jones regarded that as the ultimate betrayal. Jones convinced his followers that if they left, they would be in no man's land, vulnerable to attack. Similarly, the governing body have instilled within the Worldwide Brotherhood, by constant brainwashing, that if they left, they would too be in no man's land, at the mercy of Gog of Magog, which has got absolutely nothing to do with the Great Tribulation in Armageddon, as Revelation 27 and 8 clearly shows. Also, the governing body hold the sword of Damocles over anyone wanting to leave, threatening them with disfellowshipping. Disfellowshipping being totally unscriptural. Jesus' account of the prodigal son blows that completely out of the water. The press exposure about Jones from former People's Temple members got so great that overnight Jones moved his followers to Guyana, where he carved out Jonestown in the middle of the jungle. And Jonestown was impressive. So is Warwick, the world headquarters of Jehovah's Witnesses. Appearances, though, can be deceptive. At Jonestown, Jones completely isolated his followers from family members. The governing body does exactly the same thing. One People's Temple member said that she got a gut feeling that there was no way out. That reminded me of a statement once said by Carl Sagan, astronomer and astrophysicist, who said, "One of the saddest lessons of history is, if we've been bamboozled long enough, we tend to reject any evidence of the bamboozle. We're no longer interested in finding out the truth. The bamboozle has captured us. It's simply too painful to contemplate, even to ourselves, that we've been taken. Once you've given a charlatan power over you, you almost never get it back." When Congressman Ryan visited Jonestown, when he said before the whole People's Temple members that one of the members said to him that this is the best thing that's ever happened to him in their whole life, the whole place erupted with rapturous, sustained cheering and applause. Up to that point, it was a vibrant community. Things changed dramatically when some People's Temple members told Congressman Ryan that they wanted to leave. Within 24 hours, Ryan and over 900 people were murdered at Jones's hands. Similarly, the governing body will do their utmost to give the impression that everything's fine and wonderful within the Jehovah's Witness religion, promoting to the hilt that its members are all in a spiritual paradise, using emotions as one of their means to get ones to stay. 2 Thessalonians 2, 3 and 4 shows that the evil governing body will be staying right up to when Armageddon occurs. Things will change dramatically during the Great Tribulation when the governing body will tell the entire brotherhood to take the mark of the wild beast as described at Revelation 13, 16 and 17. Anyone who takes that mark will not survive Armageddon, as anyone that takes that mark have nailed their colours to the mast for Satan's system. That's why it's imperative, a matter of life and death, for anyone to get out of all organised religion, as Revelation 18, 1 to 8 clearly shows. Let's please read that together. That's Revelation 18, and we'll be reading verses 1 to 8. It says, "After these things I saw another angel descending from heaven with great authority, and the earth was lighted up from his glory. And he cried out with a strong voice, saying, 'She has fallen, Babylon the Great has fallen, and she has become a dwelling place of demons and a lurking place of every unclean exhalation, and a lurking place of every unclean and hated bird. For because of the wine of the anger of her fornication, all the nations have fallen victim, and the kings of the earth committed fornication with her, and the travelling merchants of the earth became rich due to the power of her shameless luxury.' And I heard another voice out of heaven say, 'Get out of her, my people, if you do not want to share with her in her sins, and if you do not want to receive part of her plagues. For her sins have massed together clear up to heaven, and God has called her acts of injustice to mind. Render to her even as she herself rendered, and do to her twice as much, yes, twice the number of things she did, in the cup in which she put a mixture, twice as much as of the mixture for her. To the extent that she glorified herself and lived in shameless luxury, to that extent give her torment and mourning. For in her heart she keeps saying, I sit as a queen, and I am no widow, and I shall never see mourning. That is why in one day her plagues will come, death and mourning and famine, and she will be completely burned with fire, because Jehovah who judged her is strong." I've endeavoured to show categoric proof that the governing body are all evil, just like Jim Jones was. As Revelation 18:5 says, her sins have massed together clear up to heaven. It is my earnest prayer that ones act upon what they've learned and get out of the danger zone. Thank you.